Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Mercedes and this is the Frugal Life with Mercedes. Today I am going to make cheesecake. Some of you guys might know this if you were with me a long time ago. I used to be on Weight Watchers. I was on Weight Watchers, I want to say for like 3 years, and I lost 50 pounds and I no longer do Weight Watchers, but I take the things that I learned from Weight Watchers and I implement it in my life. Now, one of my favorite things when I was on Weight Watchers was this cheesecake. Now, it is notoriously known as the 0 points cheesecake. If you've never been on Weight Watchers, I'm sure you guys probably know, though, that in Weight Watchers, every food has a point. There's a point system. And on most people's plans, at least when I was on Weight Watchers, was it 2018, the end of 2018 to the beginning of 2020 or something like that. Anyway, the plan that I was on then was the green plan, and this cheesecake was 2 points a slice on that plan. Now, if you are not on Weight Watchers, you have no interest in Weight Watchers, that's okay. I just wanted to kind of give that information. Basically, for one serving of this cheesecake is 77 calories. So you're supposed to cut it into like 8 servings. So each serving is 77 calories. And it's really, really tasty. And I've made it for like parties and stuff, and people didn't know that it was low calorie. And so tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so I am going to be making this cheesecake for Brandon. Long story short, it's a Friday. Him and I don't want to be waiting in line or had to make reservations or whatever. So we are actually going to be getting Chinese takeout, and I am making a cheesecake to go as our dessert. I have some cherry pie filling that I will put on Brandon's cheesecake, and I'm just going to eat mine plain. But you could put chocolate sauce, you could put whipped cream, Cool Whip on top. There's lots of possibilities. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. So this is actually the dish that I always made my cheesecake in. A square dish. You could do it in a pie dish or whatever. I just like this one because it was small and it fit the cheesecake, and I have a Pyrex lid to put on top of it so it can store in the fridge. So this is what you're going to want. You are going to want what is it? You're going to want 3 cups of plain fat-free Greek yogurt. Now you can use regular Greek yogurt, but you want it to be plain. But this is if you're trying to keep it low cal, you want the fat-free. Then you need 3 eggs. You need 1 box of instant cheesecake pudding flavor. This is the 0 sugar. Again, you could swap that out for regular cheesecake that is not 0 sugar if you're making this recipe. I know some people can't tolerate sugar-free or 0 sugar. And you are going to need a teaspoon of vanilla. And you are going to need 3 tablespoons of sugar substitute. I am going to be using Splenda. I have not made this recipe, I want to say, in like 5 years or 6 years or something like that. I don't really know why. It's really good. So we are going to get started. So you want to preheat the oven to 350. And I don't think I mentioned this. I did not make up this recipe. I don't know who did, but it was like all the craze on Weight Watchers. So essentially you're just going to want to mix everything together. And this is a 32-ounce tub of yogurt, and 32 ounces is 4 cups. We only need 3 cups. So you can, you just don't need a cup of it. So what I always used to do was I would get out my cup measure, and I would measure out 1 cup, and then disregard that, like put it in another container to eat later. Instead of just measuring out 3 cups, I just would dump the tub in there. If that makes sense. Because like you want to like measure this out. Okay, so that is 1 cup. And I am just going to set that to the side. And then the rest of this yogurt is 3 cups. So we are going to put this in this mixing bowl. I've got a mixing bowl over here. I did not feel like setting up my tripod, so y'all can't see anything. Sorry in advance. Okay, so we've got our 3 cups of yogurt, and then you want to you can put this stuff in any order that you want. So I'm going to do my vanilla. I am not going to measure that. There we go. And I'm going to do my Splenda. I'm using packets of Splenda because I don't have any like, what is it? Just like Splenda on its own. I used to have that, but I like the packets better. Plus I get them couponing. So we're going to put that in there. Then I think I'll put the cheesecake in. And just so you guys know, I got this at the Dollar Tree, but you can get this at any regular grocery store. But it is cheesecake flavored pudding mix. Oh, and another thing, guys, you totally could make a crust for this. You could use like a pre-made graham cracker crust, or you could make your own crust. I have crust, but I really want to make it like original, because like I said, Brandon's never had it before, so I'm making it for our Valentine's, and I want to make it for him in the original way I used to eat it. And this cheesecake, okay, what do I want to say? I'm a little bit all over the place. So you preheat the oven to 350, you mix everything together, you cook it in the oven for 30 minutes. Then you let it sit out on the counter until it is completely cooled. Then you put it in the fridge, and you can eat it after it's been in the fridge for about 2 hours, but I personally think it tastes better the next day, like after it's been sitting in the fridge overnight. And it is good in the fridge for 2 to 3 days. After the 3rd day, it does get a little bit watery. It's still safe to eat. It still tastes good. It's just not as appetizing. But honestly, this cheesecake does not last. Like it's really good. Saying it doesn't last like it's spoils or something, but I mean it doesn't last as in it's good. Okay, so I've got everything mixed in here. Wash my hands. And then we are just gonna stir this up. As you guys can tell, I made this video a little impromptu. So there's everything in there. Let me just check the list, make sure. Yep, eggs, Greek yogurt, pudding, vanilla, Splenda. Okay. And then I use one of these a whisk to mix it up. And another thing, I've never made like real cheesecake before. My mother makes it for like holidays and stuff. But I guess you're supposed to let the eggs sit out in a traditional cheesecake, and I guess for some baking, it doesn't turn out as well. But with like this recipe, it even says like if you Google the recipe, you don't have to do that. And as I said, if you're not worried about calories or anything like that, or you're not trying to like, kind of find a nice low-cal dessert, you could totally use regular Greek yogurt, and you could use regular cheesecake pudding. And so I've got my baking dish and I sprayed it with some Pam. And you guys, look at that. I don't know if you can see. It looks like cheesecake. So whoever invented this was a genius. And it smells really good too. Like, it makes me want to like just kind of get a spoon and eat it, but of course it's got the raw egg, so I'm not going to do that. Then you're going to put this into your baking dish. And I don't know why I started using the square dish. That's the only thing I ever made this in, but it cuts into nice little squares, so. But this would be good with some like fresh berries or, you know, whatever. Whatever strikes your fancy. Like I said, I've got some cherry pie filling for Brandon. I like cherries, but I don't really like cherry flavored stuff. But like real cherries, I would eat all day. That would be fine with me. But cherry flavored stuff is not my favorite. But cherry is actually one of Brandon. I think Brandon's favorite flavor is cherry. Like, he really likes cherry soda and things like that. All right. Just get the schmutz off my hands. And then I'll show you guys what we are working with here. Give me a sec. So here is the cheesecake all pressed down. Like I said, it looks really light and fluffy. So we are going to put this in the oven for 30 minutes and then I will show you guys what it looks like. Here is the cheesecake. It cooked for 30 minutes at 350, and now I'm just going to let it cool. I wanted to get an oven mitt so I can show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's a little bouncy, but it'll harden up as it sits out. So I'm gonna let this sit until it cools down completely, and then I will add it to the fridge. I hope that you guys got something out of this video. Please consider subscribing to my channel. If you did not know, I have an Instagram, The Frugal Life with Mercedes. Until next time, guys, bye.